Welcome to Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship with Ariel Shaw, MBA. We want to increase your bottom line and create generational wealth that lasts way beyond you. It's 2024, the year of reinvention and domination. Our 2024 media participants include Kenya Simmons of Kenya Simmons Real Estate and T&J Industries Development and Contracting, Monique Gibsn of Our Rising Angels Personal Care Home, LLC, Demetria Winters of Black Butterfly Queens Life Coaching, Yvette D. Best of Best Services Unlimited, LLC, Michael Williams of Michael Williams State Farm Agency, and Alicia Williams of the Dazzling Diva Collection. Again, welcome to Women, Wealth, Entrepreneurship with your host, Ariel Shaw, MBA. This is Season 5. All right. Welcome to Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. I am Ariel Shaw, founder and president of Southern Crescent Women in Business. We are a conglomerate of women in business and women-owned businesses in the Southern Crescent region. And we have the Mompreneurs online today, and we're so excited to have them. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, guys, limited to about 30 seconds. And then we're going to get started in some questions. So Miss Ashonte, tell everybody where you are from and a little bit about your business.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashonte Lyles. I currently live in Orlando, Florida. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. Military brat, as we are affectionately called. So I kind of moved all over the place from childhood, and then I joined the military myself, the Air Force, and spent 11 and a half years there. I retired in 2020 from the Federal Aviation Administration, and I am currently a full-time writer. So I have a company that we started, my husband and I started, called NIP Ventures LLC, and it kind of invests in other companies right now, myself as a writer and blogger. And we also are into real estate as well. And so we're doing now.
Thank you. LaShondra.
All right, sorry about that. I didn't realize I was muted. Hi, my name is LaShondra Swanson. I am owner and operator of Pamper Me Total Beauty Spa here in Jonesboro, Georgia, where we make it our business to pamper you. So I am a wife of 30 years to Ronald and a mom of three children and a bonus daughter. Okay. So I have a 22-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old, and my beautiful bonus daughter is 33. My husband is the owner of I Dream Lightings, where he beautifies and creates room jewelry for your home or business. That's what we do here.
All right. Thank you. Sandra.
Good evening. My name is Sandra Morse. I live in Fayetteville, Georgia, but originally from New Jersey. And I am the co-owner of Paint and Pour Remix with my Justin partner. We're essentially a mobile paint and sip company where we make you pour paint and then you have to dance to the music. And essentially you're going to make abstract artwork. So you can find us on IG at paintandpourremix.com. Also a mother of two daughters, two teenage daughters. So I really enjoy doing that. And then also a telecom specialist with over 25 years in the business.
All right. And Dr. Donna.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Donna Patterson. I am a board certified nurse practitioner and owner of Rejuvenate Health Med Spa, where we specialize in promoting health and wellness especially in our women. We do service men too, because the men have been asking, like, so what about us? So we do service men, but we specialize in empowering women's health through health and wellness promotion. When we look good, we feel good. I am also an active nurse practitioner in the hospital setting. I practice with cardiology. I have been a nurse practitioner for I've been in the nursing field for about 13 years now. I was in banking prior to that for 15 years. I've been a nurse practitioner for 7 years, and I've had my doctoral degree since 2021. So going on 3 years, almost 4 years now. In addition to that, what am I as? I'm the co-author of our Mompreneur book, which was my first book. Thank you to Ariel Shaw for the opportunity, and to the amazing ladies who also co-authored. And I'm just happy to be a part of this phenomenal group of women in business.
Thank you. Shirley.
All right. Well, my name is Shirley Solomon. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York. I've been living here in Atlanta, Georgia for over 20 years. I am married to my husband for 20 years, have two beautiful girls, 18 and 14. I am the owner of Blessed Hands Home Care, where we provide services to seniors. Now we added skilled nursing in May of this year. And then by the end of December, we are going to be adding ICWP. That's for taking care of children with special needs. So we have added more to our roster. Then I own a mobile lab where we go home to your home and provide, examination and, blood. And I did partner with Quest and LabCorp. As y'all know, is a corporate giant. So that's really an amazing thing that I able to partner with those two giants.
Absolutely. All right, ladies. Well, let's get into it. So, first, congratulations on being authors. We're going to ask that you mute until, it's time to talk, just so we can keep it really, really clean and we don't have a lot of edits. We want to know, one, what's a mompreneur to you? What does that mean to you? And we'll start with Sandra.
All right. Mompreneur to me, essentially, when I think of that, is the ability to be a mom and, also flourish my business acumen, continue with my career, with my, the businesses that I have. And by doing so, the benefit I found with, Mompreneur is that my daughters are able to see the work that I do and serve as a role model for them so that they can, through watching me, channel and learn some principles for whatever their passion is in the future.
All right, LaShondra, what does mompreneur mean to you?
Oh, sorry. A mompreneur to me is a woman that wears many hats. So as a mother, like I always say, that is my first assignment. That's my first job. That's my real job. And then we adding all the other things and the gifts and the talents that God has given us to do and serve our community or serve our clients. So with our businesses. So that's what a mompreneur is. It's a woman that wears many hats. You work in your home, but you also work in your community and you serve the people that you serve.
That's good. Shirley, what does mompreneur mean to you?
Mompreneur to me, I carry a ton of bricks on my shoulders. Being a wife, mother, husband, and being a business owner. So it's a lot, but it's very rewarding that my daughters are able to see me, their mom, doing all this that I'm doing in front of them. And my daughter, not too long ago, said to me, "Mom, I think I'm going to school for business so I could take over the business."
Wow, that's
I was
good.
like,
That's what we all want to hear.
I was, yeah, yep. I was like, wow.
All right, Dr. Donna, because you guys have more of the adult kids, you and Ashonte. So talk to us about being a mompreneur.
Well, for me, mompreneur means basically balancing the roles of, like LaShondra said, wearing many hats. being a mom, being a wife, a daughter. As older children, oftentimes we have to take care of our parents as they're aging and the responsibilities that comes with their health. We are looked upon by our siblings to carry the torch or to make the decisions. We have jobs and we have businesses, and there are so many different roles. We are out in the community, we're networking, there's just so much that we have to do that oftentimes it's a matter of how can I balance all of this and still be the best myself while also being an example to our adult children so that they can see what we are doing. We're building legacy because no one before me in my personal family led this path for me. None of the women in my family were business owners. My grandmother, of course, when we were growing up, she sells stuff at the school, but she was more like she didn't have a real business. She just sells stuff on the corner. So I saw that in her as a means of providing for her family. But we're taught to grow up, to get a good education, work for the big company, retire and die. No one taught us how to be business owners and to balance all these different roles. So Mompreneur really opened up my eye to realizing how much I can be and how much I can do.
Absolutely. Ashonte, what does mompreneur mean to you?
Well, for me, it's definitely everything, everywhere, all at once, like I said in the book. So it is wearing many hats. It is doing many things all at once, and you can't let any of the balls drop. And in order to keep everything in the air and floating and flowing as it should, it takes a strong team. So being a mompreneur is you're never on your own, even if you're a single mom in business or with a business. You can't do it alone. You can't. You have to have many partners, and it's not just about having a spouse or a romantic partner, or someone that you share your living quarters with, but also having a strong team of like-minded people and that you surround yourself with to inspire you, to push you, to drag you if they need to, and keep you moving forward. And it's also about like being a mother. It never ends. So just because your children are grown, many times they need you even more, and for much longer. A lot of us, if we're from Gen X or older, um, we were taught and raised to believe out the door at 18, no matter what, get out. Right. And some kids, you have to hold them back because like you're doing too much, or you're not quite ready. And so it's about balancing everything, and it's about showing them a path forward, even in adulthood. And then at this point in life, I've got adult children who are still struggling and needing help sometimes, and then our elders are aging, their health is failing and things like that. So all of that takes a lot of balance, and it's a lot of pressure on us in the middle. But
Well,
with a strong partnership, you got it.
have grandkids now as well.
Yes. Yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am.
So, Monique, if you can just quickly introduce yourself and your business, and what does mompreneur mean to you?
I am Monique Gibson, the owner of our Rising Angels Personal Care Home right here in Jonesboro, Georgia. The Mompreneur book, to me, it means a lot. It explains a lot. And to be honest with, the actual whole mompreneur thing is not a balance. We can't balance, between being a mother, a sister, daughter, anything, and then turn around tomorrow and turn around and be a business owner. It's hard. So you have to just jump in line and just do what you do as it comes. Plan. Once you plan, it helps you to kind of some sort of balance, but it's not really a balance between, the two. It's not. Just
Yeah.
gotta do it.
So I actually did a podcast with a young lady who said we have to stop saying balance. I mean, I think it's just the natural thing that we say, but it's work-life integration. So she doesn't even subscribe to balance anymore. She has subscribed to what you call work-life integration. And I'm going to ask, so what message in your particular chapter, and we'll start off with you, Monique, did you leave for the audience? And just even if it's just one thing that you left for the audience, and why did you leave that particular advice?
I always put God first in everything. Pray about it before you start it and just do it. I would say no matter what, how hard it get, how difficult it get, never ever gives up. Never ever give up. He has not brought us this far, to let us stay here, to leave us. So my advice at the end of the day will be to put God first. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. I'm living proof.
All right, thank you. And who else wants to share what advice they shared in the book and why particularly that advice?
I shared number one, as a business owner, to always know your why, and go back to that when things get hard, because it will. So if you remember your why, and my why is because God said so. So if you remember why, you're going to keep pushing forward, and he'll give you the ability to take care of all that needs to be taken care of. And also, don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't do everything by yourself. Get the coaching, get the mentoring, get advice. Don't be afraid to ask, no matter how, simple you think it may be, or how, big of a thing you think it may be. Ask for help when you need it, because that can be the one thing that will propel you over the obstacle that you may be facing.
That's good. All right, who else wants to share? Go
Well,
ahead, Donna.
thank you. I would like to say that I share that it's important to never give up on yourself, never give up on the things that you dream, hope, or desire. Because regardless of the obstacles that may come your way, you can do anything you put your mind to. But of course, you have to trust God and you have to trust the process. And like all the ladies have said, put God first, find yourself a mentor, surround yourself with like-minded people, and just always know that you can do it. And that is important, because those are the same principles that I use to remind myself. A lot of times we don't have someone pushing us. We have to be the one to push ourselves, to get up and know that I can do this, regardless of the obstacles that are coming my way, regardless of how life may be lifing. I cannot give up. I will not give up, and I will continue until I get to my goal. So I want others to be of that same mindset as well.
Absolutely. All right, who else wants to share? Who's next?
I'll say my piece. Mine is, kind of similar to what everyone's saying, but give yourself grace. Sometimes we put so much pressure, mompreneurs, I think we all have high expectations of ourselves. We're definitely go-getters. And so I think sometimes when you're putting that pressure on yourself, there's things coming from so many angles. Give yourself some grace, in regards to what you're doing, breathe, and then my fun with what you're doing. In that same breath that you're giving yourself grace, we only have one life to live. And sometimes we put so much pressure, but enjoy the ride and not just focus on the end goal. Really try to enjoy that and enjoy, the business, what you're doing, and the motherhood. Because like I tell everyone, and I tell my children a lot, find your passion, and then it's no longer work.
Enjoy the journey.
That's exactly right.
All right, who else? Shirley?
I would tag in on that. Find all the love, grab all the love you can, and partnership and love. And I did talk about the partnership, and I did talk about finding all the joy in the book, like finding joy even in the stresses of your of motherhood, of the partnerships and your team building. Find the joy there and keep pressing forward. Don't give up.
So when you say partnership, tell me what you mean by that.
Well, like you need mentorship. You need people to show you a path sometimes. Sometimes you need people to be willing to team up with you and tackle a task together. So you just absolutely need each other, and we all need each other. And that's kind of the point of Southern Crescent Women in Business. It's like to support each other, to push each other forward, to give each other resources that you may not have access to or even know exist without each other. So that's what I mean by partnership most of all. And partners work with each other, not against each other. They foster and they boost each other, and they don't compete with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's about, oh, how can I help you? You help, whether you help me or not. How can I help you? What can I do for you?
All right. Sounds
Each one,
good.
teach one.
Love it. All right, Shirley.
Now I was gonna say what she was saying. She's totally right. I always say this: collaboration over competition. You know, we all need accountability partners. And also, what I'm piggyback from Monique, same thing, because I'm a woman of faith, and I believe in God, and never give up, persevere, keep pushing, and never stop, no matter what.
All right. That is awesome. Let me say this. So, we're in a very interesting time where we're raising children. Some of us have adult children. Some of us are grandparents already. What challenges, have you had to face currently, and how are you getting past that? And anybody can jump in, just, go for it.
I'll say it, but you tell me not to say it, but balancing. That's it.
That's fine. So that's probably the number one thing.
Yeah.
And let me say this about Monique. So, and we've had to get on her a little bit, right, LaShondra? Like, sis, we gonna need to see you go get you a massage too.
It's time to be there for yourself.
I know we want to send everybody to the, go get a massage, but when are you gonna sit down at that table and get a massage? We have to. I mean, you want to be here for your kids, you want to be here for your husband, but you need to be here for yourself.
First, look, me first. But that's the biggest thing, trying to be in 3 places at one time, trying to meet all the deadlines. Just trying to do, just stay busy, but just gotta do it. Just go with the flow, just do it. Come up with a plan and make it happen.
Well, wants to add to that?
I have to say, like, I have right now, what's happening currently as we speak is one of my best friends from childhood. I've known her since 1st grade, and that's saying a lot for a military brat, is here in Orlando in the hospital. She came to visit me. I haven't seen her in person in like almost 20 years, and had a stroke while she was here. And so balance with you putting your health first. It's a must. She's young, she's the same age as me, 50, and this shouldn't be happening. So we have to take care of ourselves. And she's a caseworker, so she's helping people constantly all day long, and she's so engrossed in them. And the same thing for myself. I immediately went into do mode. Like, okay, what do we need to do? I'm on the phone with the Veterans Administration. I'm on the phone with the ambulance. I'm on the phone with the doctors. I'm at the emergency room. I've been there for days on end now. And so we still have to stop even when you're the person helping somebody in that moment of crisis, you still have to take care of yourself. Nurses, doctors, you understand. Y'all are some of the worst patients. Gotta take care of you.
I was not going to, but I'm glad you said it. Because I have said, I know I told Dr. Donna this, and I told somebody else, I think it was Sandra. And I said, y'all do know God rested on one day. So you give yourself the grace to rest a full 24 hours. Like, for real. So
you have to.
Here,
you have to.
we're here because what some people see, so LaShondra might see a little bit more because I go and get my massages with her now. But people seem to think that I do nothing but work. Because that's what they see online. And even when, so I just did a give back, one of my initiatives for literacy, and the judges were like, well, how are you? Because they're one of my, partners, and they're like, all you do is, and I said, I think I got to do a better job at showing people behind the scenes stuff, because I take my vitamins, I go get my massages, like, y'all better take care of yourselves. So how are you as a mompreneur putting, and I don't like to use the word self-care because to me it sounds selfish, but how are you taking care of yourself? Because, even with Michelle Obama, she wrote it first. Like, listen, I love my family, but I have my time where I go out with my girlfriends and I'm just Michelle. I'm nobody's mom. I'm nobody's wife. I'm nobody, like, I'm Michelle. And sometimes it's important to remember that. So how are you taking care of yourself? How are you putting yourself, how are you taking care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally?
I do travel. I will say that I'll jump in the car in a heartbeat and travel, go to the mountains. But as far as massages and dinner and everything else, I need to make room for that, and I'm gonna do just that. I promise you.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Go ahead, Shirley.
Ooh, you remember last month when I said, that's it, I love you guys, I'm out. I left for 3 days, shut my phone, told my mom, if anything happened, call 911. I'm nowhere to be found. I went to the mountains somewhere, and I just had to get my headspace clear out, reset, because we need it. We all need it. And especially with the type of business that I have, is very stressful. Is a very stressful business. I had to shut down. I had to say, that's it. Love you guys, but don't call me. I'm out. 3 days.
I remember that, and we had that conversation also too. Like, it sounded like you got to a point where it was beyond self-care. So you're gonna have to balance that out with some massages or something.
I was actually looking at LaShondra. I was actually looking at the website, say, okay, well, I need to take time and go over there. I was actually looking at it. I was. Absolutely. Just the other day, I was looking at it. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. So she may see me just pop up in there, wondering who's this lady. Well, it's me, Miss your sister. Come and get her massage. So yeah.
So well, I'm gonna be looking for you, okay? Yeah. I sent you a text. I'm like, okay, these are our openings. Which time would you?
There you go.
Hey, oh yeah.
I'd like to chime in because I was just talking to a friend earlier today when I was feeling a little, we were talking about that thing that you got to do at the end of the year and all that, and some other stuff that we were doing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm just, so we kind of wheeled it back in, and I told her what Michelle Obama said. This is a quote that Michelle Obama said, and it's so simple and it's timely for what we're talking about. We need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our to-do list. So that was a quote Funny thing is, it was a quote on the end of an email talking about the BOI thing that we have to do. But we need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our to-do list. So, and we all have a to-do list. That's one of the things some of my clients share with me, LaShondra. You serve, because I will put myself on the back burner. Sometimes stylists be walking around with their hair undone. Thankfully, I do a wash and go, so it's so much easier. But I can be in there with the whole setup and will be the last one, to serve myself. But I do make it a point at least once a week to put some time aside for myself. Even if it's just a day of, watching my favorite movie, drinking my favorite beverage, kicking my feet up, and I'm turning off the phone and I'm like, I'm not doing anything right now. So self-care can be a lot of different things. Taking a long bath, reading a book, just going for a walk. It doesn't have to be extreme, but we definitely promote, and I'm an ambassador for self-care coming into the spa. So I definitely say come into a place of peace and relaxation, and make that a priority for yourself, even if it's just once a month. So we're just going to put ourselves just a little bit higher up on our priority to-do list. We're going to make it a priority.
I actually like that you said that, LaShondra, because I personally need to do a much better job of putting myself on the list, not even higher up, but on the list, because my role is I'm always taking care of people. I am always listening to somebody's whatever they're going through, not just their story, but their pain. People come into our spas and they don't just come in to be service and they're gone. They're sharing stories. And from being behind the chair, they're talking about the things that they're dealing with at home, whether it's their spouse or their children or whatever maybe even their traumas that my clients have shared with me. I mean, it's a lot. It's heavy, whether it's things to now or things that they've gone through. And I do not have an outlet per se. And all of us need a counselor, I think, because we need to be able to have an outlet and have somebody listen to us for a change. Yes, we also need the massages, because right now my shoulders are tight, right? Tired. So you may not hear me say much because I'm tired, but my shoulders are tight. I don't get enough sleep. I'm running from job to class to networking event. It's just constant. And it's something that being a mompreneur, that's why I said it's all about balancing and being able to juggle all the different tools that you have, all the different responsibilities, while also taking care of yourself. So yes, I preach self-care. I promote it highly with my clients. I'm breaking down what they're eating, how much sleep they're getting. Are they exercising? I go through that with all my clients because of the services that I offer, but I'm not getting enough sleep and I'm not eating well. So I need to do a better job as well.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me add one thing. Yeah. Well, a couple things. Two. One, self-care. I'm a big believer of the beach. So the beach for me is where I get my self-care and my relaxation and my meditation, being with nature. So I'm a big believer in that. Two, we talk about balancing. It's more for me is prioritization and learning how to say no. I had to learn to really, there's the things I want to do. There's the things I need to do. And then having peace when I prioritize so that I know I can't do everything. Like I just have to realize I can't do it. There's so many things I want to do, but it's talking about having grace and being, okay, these are the things I need to do. And then it'll fall in place. And then lastly, I want to say is our doctor's appointments. I have to put that in there for self-care. We put everyone on the list. We take our children to the doctors and all that kind of stuff. So many women say, oh, I didn't do my annual. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And sometimes that doesn't lead for a good story. So, we've got, like they say, in the plane, you got to put the mask on yourself first before you're doing it for anybody else. I had to put in there, make sure you're getting your doctor's appointments.
Amen. That's good.
That is good.
That's good.
I have something to say so I do a lot of things. So I meditate. I have a therapist that I'm at once a month right now, but sometimes I go to 3 times a week, just depends on what's happening. And I ride my bicycle. The other day I was thinking a lot, and I rode for 17 miles. Now I did have to walk for a few minutes, just a few minutes, but I did 17 miles total. So like you can get into this Zen place where your thoughts are clear, you feel great, and you're completely zoned out and into yourself and recentered through all kinds of physical activities and just stillness. So take that time to be still, take that time to get moving, take that time to get in that doctor's office. And when you leave the doctor's office, follow their advice, what I'm saying? And take the time. And yes, my biggest practice is saying no and not feeling guilty. That is one of the things I work on regularly with that therapist.
Are you still doing acupuncture as well? Because you were doing that as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do integrative whole health.
You're the only Black person I know do acupuncture, but
Well, there's a bunch of us veterans that are doing it because it's the better pain management than popping pills, and it won't lead to addiction. So I wanted to make sure that I don't have to take medications, and I want to increase my flexibility and my strength and stamina. So acupuncture, needling. So it's when they go deeper into the muscle with a needle, and it kind of like makes you get a little bit of a spasm. Y'all medical people understand. Those are all great. Of course, all kinds of massages are also great for circulation and whole health and your digestion and everything. Acupuncture is amazing. So I get migraines and I have degenerative disc disease. So in my neck and my back. So it helps immensely with that. And so I get the acupuncture, chiropractor, and massage therapy. And right now I'm going back through getting requalified for that with the VA. But when I'm in phase, I go 3 times a week, and they perform all of those things, as well as stretching and yoga techniques and all of that, all in a 1-hour session.
I love yoga. So we can't miss, getting our vitamins too, when our vitamin infusions with Dr. Donna. We mentioned the massages with LaShondra, but especially around this time where the weather was just sunny. And now it's so overcast and rainy like the entire day. And I was like, oh no, we can't afford to get sick. So, making sure we're getting that boost of vitamins. And I don't know if you have anything to add to that as well, Donna.
Absolutely. It is important that we are taking care of ourselves on the inside and not just on the outside, because our body we only have the one body, and it requires us to give it the right, like I said to my clients, the right ingredients. So it's like you're cooking a stew. If you don't put the right ingredients in, it won't come out good. You need to make sure that you're hydrating and protecting your health by taking in the vitamins that are necessary, the micronutrients that are necessary for proper functioning of your body. A simple thing like potassium, which we don't even talk much about, or vitamin D. Potassium helps with muscle contraction. It helps with the way your cardiac muscle move and beat. When people have low potassium, and this is me getting technical, it can cause you to have arrhythmia or palpitations. So we may not even think about stuff like that. Where do I get potassium from? Well, from your vegetables, from your spinach and your bananas.
Mm-hmm.
You get your
Avocado,
exactly. Vitamin D. Most traditional doctors do not check vitamin D level, but it is so important for our
Black women. It's important for vitamin D. We are normally vitamin D deficient.
And so you're feeling fatigue, you're feeling you're not sleeping well, you're feeling low energy, you have mood disorder. Vitamin D, is responsible for a lot of those things. So when your vitamin D is D level is low, you may be waking up tired in the morning, or you're waking up in the middle of the night, you're grumpy or moody, and people may be like, oh, you must be going through that time of the month. No, not necessarily. Your levels are low, you're not able to function properly. And so everybody's vitamin D that I've checked in my spa are chronically low, like 11, 9.
I need to check mine. I bet I'm gonna be off the race. Mine is gonna be so good.
Mine is great.
Awesome. That we are learning more about, but vitamin D we do not get from the food that we eat. And as we get older, our body's store is depleted, and that's why we start having these feelings. And so you may get it in milk because it's added to the milk, like fortified with vitamin D or added to certain cereal, but it's not naturally found. And we don't spend enough time in the sun for sure, so we're not getting it naturally from the sun. Plus, the sun has these damaging rays that cause damage to your skin. It's because of the ozone layer depletion. And so most of us don't want to be in the sun for a very extended period of time. So making sure that you're asking your doctor, hey, can you check my levels? Even if they don't recommend it, can you check my hormone levels? Can you check my vitamin D levels? Can you check my B12 level? Because these are important. And especially during this time of cold and flu season, I call it season of depression. It is important that we're taking care of our mental health. We are cold. We just want to be in a blanket somewhere with an ice cream in our, or the comfort food. We need comfort. And food is traditionally our comfort. So we just want to be with a bag of chips or something under the covers because it's cold outside. I don't want to go out. I don't want to walk. I don't want to be in the park. And people go through depression during this time, especially around the holiday season. So it's important that you're paying attention to your mood and the extra cravings that you're having, and just kind of identifying what could be triggering this, and make sure that you're taking the necessary steps to address those, or talk to somebody if you don't know what to do.
Though that's all good points. And I'm gonna say this again, guys. Please take your vitamins. So as mompreneurs, again, I'm doing a really bad job at showing behind the scenes, but I take my vitamins, Miss Shirley. Shirley got sick and Shirley said she don't take vitamins. I'm like, what you mean you don't take no vitamins? I mean, we're vitamin C, D, A, everything. And it's no joke. Like, you want to make sure, and that's maybe why people think like she doesn't stop. Well, yeah, you got to get them vitamins. You get the food, but it's a lot of things that your food isn't giving you. So you want to make sure that the vitamins are there. That's going to help your mood, your energy, and a whole lot of other things.
Oh, absolutely. Family or husband, they will appreciate our whoever will appreciate us better because we'll be more energetic, we'll be in better mood. But during the cold and flu season, I just wanted to add zinc, vitamin C, the vitamin D, the zinc, those are important. The echinacea, those are important for immunity health. You don't have to always take a pill, or buy the medication or get a prescription. There are natural ways of protecting your health and building your immunity. So just seek out and find out, just do a Google search and find what those ways are, because too much medication is not good for us. So seek natural remedies, if anything, and take care of yourself. Go outside.
Get some sun.
Get some sun, move more, just go for a walk. It is important that we're doing these things.
Absolutely. So, okay, we touched on the health. We touched a little bit on the mental health, guys. What haven't we touched on as it relates to mompreneurs? I really say, one of the reasons we wanted to do this, and I still don't think for me, I know there's just still so much more. But we always get asked the question, how do you do it? So Sandra has this running joke. Sandra's like, well, who was that, Ariel? Was that you or was that your twin?
Yeah, which was that?
She has a twin, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Like, she is so serious about it. It's so funny. But I'm big about a village, guys. I'm big about a village, and how many of you guys truly say you have a village, and it's a real village? And I mean, Southern Crescent is a support system, and sometimes you meet people within the organization that become a part of your village. But I've been always big about making sure, like, I'm talking to fellow moms or parents and making sure we're in communication, because there are days where I'm like, hey, you want to take the girls to the movies? Because, I got something else I need to do, or whatever the case is. But just making sure you're establishing, a village for, outside of just your family, because I think we have this misconception that you have to be related to everybody. No, you don't. And honestly, you don't want to wear your family out too much, because then they start avoiding you. So that's why it's really good to have those relationships. And I'm always shocked to hear, I have a cousin in North Carolina. I don't know how long she's been there, but probably about 2 years now. And her daughter just celebrated her birthday. And I said, well, what are you going to do? Or does she, the other parents that come by, or what's happening? And she has not established a network of moms. And it's just her. And it's just her. And, and it's just like, that's so unhealthy, I think. And, y'all chime in if you want, but we have to have those relationships, that balance, and that village. The village exists. Sometimes you just have to create it. So does anybody want to share, what that village looks like? Do you have a village? Do you want a village? What does it look like? Go ahead, Ashonte.
So you're part of my village, Ariel.
But
she's
yeah, part of my village. That's my beach buddy.
Right? Your vacation house is waiting. So, but yeah, I have a lot of really close friends. For example, my husband volunteered for the Olympics, and so we went to Paris, and we were there for 2 months. So, and in that time, we have a friend that happened to be the realtor that sold us our house, and he lives in the same community just down the street. Him and his son watched our house, so they house sitted for us. They came over here every day, and they watched the dog. Well, no, actually, our dogs went to Tampa, to another part of our village. So we have another friends that live in Tampa, and they came and took care of our dogs for the whole 2 months. So, and then my dad was going to fly from Vegas until my friends in Tampa said, we can take them. So yeah, I have a village, and it's deep and all over the place.
And that's a good thing. All right, let's talk about the lullaby court. No, I'm just
I was going to say, I can't go without talking about my crew, but no, I have been, if that's one thing I can say, is I've been blessed to have a village, especially moving here in my early 20s and then having children here in Atlanta. The neighborhood, my neighbors, I mean, we all had children around the same time. We vacation together. We do annual 4th of July and Easter egg hunts that I put together. I'm definitely the coordinator for a lot of the different events that we've had, but I have been blessed that, our children are close, the parents are all together. So that's really helped to make parenting fun, our kids to have a community, and then to see them when my eldest left, she looks at her, we call each other family. We have annual holiday parties and things like that. So she looks, and the children look to that as an extended part of their family. So there is no way that I would have been able to have done all the things that we have done without, that village. So, thankful for that, and others, Ariel pushing me in areas I need to do. I mean, there's so many women I've been so blessed to meet along the way. And I think that that's just so important.
But your village has even extended to now college, because your daughter doesn't have to drive by herself.
That's exactly right. So, I'm like the group me queen. So I've got like all these different groups. But yeah, we were blessed that some of our children all go to the same school. So, we've got a group me page for the moms and there's my court, but then within Fayetteville, I've got some great moms I used to be on the PTO with. They were part of HOA, different organizations, and so with some of our children being there, it is such a blessing. So again, yeah, I'm a big proponent on
That village.
finding your network and working together. So yeah, it's extended out to Georgia. Yeah, that village is down in Georgia Southern.
All right, Shirley, what?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear y'all.
I can hear you.
Okay. Wow, I don't know how to answer this because I'm the opposite. My village are small. My husband, my family. I've joined, Southern Women of Business with Ariel, teaching me that you have to do the uncomfortable. I've learned to do the uncomfortable, writing a book. Never would have thought I would have done that. Being in the front of a magazine, because I'm the shy type. I am the introvert. I'm the one who's in the back, don't say much because I am the shyest one because I'm not used to this. But I come a long way. I have met a lot of great women in business. And Ariel knows this. I have shared this with her. I said, look, I'm not the type of person that's open to people, especially if I don't feel a connection, because I still have that. Some people say, oh, maybe it's a New York thing. Maybe so. Who knows? That if I don't know you, don't approach me because I don't know you. That type of, it's not to say it's being mean or anything. It's just that if I don't know you, I have to get to know you before I allow you to come into my personal space, because I take that because I'm very cautious when it comes to, my personal space and my family. And I always joke around, I say, well, if you're able to come to my house, that means you VIP. That means I accepted you. I have a special connection with you. So yeah, I don't know if some people judge me, say, oh, you should not be too, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah. So, but your village is your family, ultimately. So,
yeah,
us have not had to go outside of the family. That has not been the case for everybody. So, you consider yourself blessed. And I'll say this, especially if you're moving in an area, or if you are a woman in business, or you're just a woman in your career. And, like I use the example of my cousin, I'm like, you have got to establish relationships with other parents because, first of all, how is nobody invited to your kid's birthday party? Like, what? Like, we need to start there. Like, we really gonna have to do more. You're gonna have to get out. You're gonna have to meet people. You're gonna have to start establishing those relationships. And however, whatever that looks like. Like Sandra. I was school council president and all kind of other titles. So we were the ones to organize and get stuff done. But whatever that looks like for you, we encourage creating a village, because sometimes you need a break from your kids. And sometimes you don't have a husband or mom or whatever the case is that you can have those kids go to. So you want to just make sure that you have people that you can trust, that your children can be around. Who else wants to contribute to that?
I will
I'd like to say one thing. Oh, go ahead.
I will add that my village is also small, but since being in business, I have been my village has expanded. So being a member of Southern Crescent Women in Business has absolutely allowed me opportunities of being out more. I was going through my phone. I wanted to post something for November, and I was gonna say, "Oh, Ariel Shaw had us out this whole month for October," because
I did.
from the men release book to her birthday, to the women, it was just like, do you want to go to a concert? Here's a concert going on. Do you want to do this? I'm like, whoo. She kept us busy for October. And I thank you for that, because typically I don't get to go out unless it's, you know, I'm with the Spa Boss Tribe, and it's either them or you or Southern Crescent. And I thank you, because now I'm around women, like-minded people who are in business, we're all trying to figure it out together, and we're learning from each other. Some are farther ahead than others, and we're realizing that we're not an island, because otherwise it's just your household. It's you and your spouse and your children, and that's it. I grew up in Jamaica, so I didn't go to college. I did not go to high school here. I didn't go to straight to college from high school here. I went to adult college. I was a wife and a mother when I went to college, so I didn't have time to have fun on college with the kids. So I don't necessarily have that network of friends that we've come up from high school together and from college together. I have adult friends that we work together, but we kind of all have our own lives and we do our own things. But being a part of this, wherein we can go out and support one another, whether it's for a book launch or whatever it may be, and the opportunity even phantom being on a magazine cover or on a book cover to say I'm officially an author. These were things I could only have dreamed of as a child. Never even dreamt that big, because I didn't think it was possible for me. But my eyes have been opened up, and I'm now so grateful for all of you. Every one of you have touched my lives in different way, and I appreciate you all.
Oh, thanks, Dr.
Nice.
So I'll add to the village piece. So for me, I grew up around a very close-knit family. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. My husband and I both are from Nashville, Tennessee. So all of our family lives there. We moved away, and I miss those weekly family gatherings. Like my close friends were there, are there still. Two of my close friends passed away like the first year that I moved, within the first or second year. I mean, like my best friends when we first moved here to Georgia. But we, try to make it back to Nashville quite often to get those family gatherings. But I have to be intentional outside of work, because I work a lot, and I'm in the salon and the spa quite often. So I appreciate organizations like Southern Crescent Women in Business that will help women, to just kind of come out of their shell, if you will, or come away from their, regular routine behind working in the household and working in your job that you do, and go meet other people and build a, larger village. So that's something that I had to pray about and work on and be intentional about. So I'm grateful, that I've had an opportunity to meet so many wonderful women within your organization. And I do miss the closeness of being close to my family, where we get together. So for the longest, when my kids were little, they were involved in sports. So, I always had a village of other parents. Now when they got older and they didn't need me anymore, and they're driving and, they're working and doing their thing. And it was like, me coming home from work, because I'm not going, where all the other parents are, while we sit and watch them play sports, So it was a little different dynamic for me. So of course, yes, I joined the Spa Boss Tribe and Southern Crescent Women in Business recently, and I'm just trying to branch out and build a new village for myself, and not just go to work, come home. Thankfully, my husband and my kids are my village as well, and that's the favorite part. My favorite place in the whole wide world to be quite honest, is with family. But it's such a beautiful thing to be amongst like-minded women, and begin to build a new village. So that, yeah, that's where I am with the village and growing.
Well, we love to have all you ladies. Well, to wrap it up, guys. what do you see next for yourselves? So I know some of you are, possibly working on independent projects. you know, um, some of you want to be independent solo magazine. I'm not calling no names because it'll pop out when it pops out. But what do you guys see next for yourselves? What's next for you as mompreneurs?
I'll go first.
Oh,
I want to solo cover Ariel. I want to do a solo cover. I'm looking for my commercial building coming 2025, making more money, more family, more friends, doing more things with you ladies, and I'm ready.
I know you are. All right, Monique.
Yes, speaking into existence. Yes.
she took the word right out of her mouth.
What you say, Shaw?
She took the word right out of my mouth. I said, okay, I wanted to be in the solo.
Oh, Lord.
But that's good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. That's what it's all
Look,
about.
Shirley, on the water, on my solo cover, on the lake spot.
Yes. Let's step it. Yes, that's what it's all about. So I said it, but I said, oh, all to her, because I even said I wanted to do to author a book, a solo book, because my mom shared something with me. Oh my goodness, it's deep. That's all I can say is deep. And my mom, huh?
Share a little?
Huh?
Can we share a little? What?
Wow. Okay.
A small taste.
Yeah, a small taste.
Like that.
All right. Well, my mom shared with me 50 years ago when she had me, when they came to the country, they didn't have nothing at all. And when I was born in April 25th, my mom said they didn't have enough money to buy a crib for me. So she said what she had to do, while my dad is working 3 jobs to try to get the crib, my mom had put a drawer, fix up the drawer, and pay me in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when I heard that, it's like, wow. And then she said, I was born in April, but my dad, they got the crib in September. And when I saw the receipt, the old rugged receipt, it said the crib cost $150 because he tried to work 3 jobs. Because it wasn't at that time, wasn't much. Maybe it might have been $2 or to finally get that crib for me. So when she shared that with me, it was like, wow. I got so emotional when she told me this.
Oh,
Really emotional.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at God.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real good feeling, because my grandma did the same thing to my babies. I'm looking at grandma like, why is my baby in a drawer by the window? And my kids had yellow Jonas.
Mm-hmm.
The old folk. And back in the days, my grandma said they didn't have the UV lights to put on the kids like they do in the hospital. She put my baby in a drawer in the dresser and open and by the window and let the sun.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen that done too. My grandmother.
The wisdom.
Yes.
I've seen the babies in the drawers.
I'm telling you.
Shirley, you get goosebumps with that one, sister. Goosebumps.
Yes.
Yep.
Woo.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
tell you.
goosebumps right there.
And that was just a beginning. So I gave you a little taste, but that's just the beginning. It's even more.
I'm buying your book. I'm buying it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes.
Who else wants to share?
Have monthly magazines now.
Huh?
I'm saying they have to do monthly magazines now because
it's not enough. Because it's not enough solos to go around.
There is not enough here for the amount of people that you need to feature.
Yes.
She's saying
Monthly magazine.
She's saying hint.
And hint, hint. But
balance.
absolutely. For me, for what's up for me, looking forward, I want to launch my speaking career. I want to be a coach, a life coach, an official life coach, where I'm speaking on stages. I want to talk on TEDx talks. So if you guys have any connection, let me know. Definitely get my autobiography book out there. And I also want to do a book for faith, a woman-based, like a journal, my mind just went blank. Your morning devotion, like a devotional journal, for with inspirational quotes and stuff like that. So looking forward to building the brand, expanding, and like Monique said, commercial building, that's for sure. I want a bigger space so that I can offer more and do more services. And I also want to build my team for sure. And travel, definitely travel more. When I have the team, I'll be able to move away and do more things.
Gotta get that team.
That's on my to-do list. Definitely a big thing to do. So yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pray for good health.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can't do any of those things without health. So praying for good health for me and all of you ladies.
Amen. Thank you. I receive it. Yes, for me, it is definitely, I'm at such a beautiful place now. Like, I love the team that I have. Like, ooh, I just thank God every day. I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you for my team. And, I appreciate them and just let them know, because everybody is operating with a spirit of excellence. Like, I got to a place and I'm like, Lord.
LaShondra, I'm gonna jump in. LaShondra,
Yes.
I don't know if you remember when we met. No, I think it was the strategy meeting. I don't know.
It was in January. It was like the beginning of the year.
And you do realize this is a completely different conversation. You are in a completely different place.
Yes.
And like, you are completely in a different place. I mean, that's a blessing.
About God is so, it's overflow. Okay. So now with the team that I have, and I have more that I want to bring on, but I need a budget to bring them on, and I need the people to keep them busy. So that God has, oh, thank you, Jesus. That has come to fruition. Now I'm praying for amazing marketing campaign that will have people, that we will have a wait list, that people will be coming in by the droves, to allow these women who are willing and ready to serve with facials and waxing and massages and all the things that we do to keep them busy. It's just a blessing to be able to have a space where you can, bring in individuals and allow them to use their gifts and their talents. And that was my prayer. So now that is in place. So now the goal is to get amazing marketing campaigns in place to where we will be 5 Mile famous, at least, or famous all over the world. So we're going to start 5 Mile famous and then branch out from there. So it's Pamper Me. Come on in for so we are the home of the ultimate spa experience. Okay. All right. Just so you know that we're going hard with that campaign, the ultimate spa experience.
All right now.
Yes.
I might need to have it sit down.
We ready to get super duper busy and expand. So that comes into commercial building. So I got two more years where I'm currently at. We may say that, we'll see what the Lord say. And then I definitely want a commercial business building to expand, and there's Pamper Me's all over the place.
I know that's right.
That's my focus right now. I'm staying on that.
Well, we're going to have to talk so we can help you with that marketing campaign. And I told you, Dr. Donna, we're going to get a TEDx Southern Crescent down here. So y'all get ready for y'all speakers.
Really?
Yes. It's coming. Trust me, it's going to come.
That is awesome.
Right, so who else wants to share?
Sorry. So right now, in Paris, I wrote a small anthology, a collection of short stories and poems. So that was the main thing that I wrote while I was there. Things didn't quite work out with how we were going to try to do things with the Olympics themselves and how to cover it, but I'm still going to be writing all those stories. I still have tons of footage for my travel blog. So the travel blog will continue, more traveling next year. There's a trip with my dad and my bonus mom to Japan that we're looking at in May. And then another trip, a Mediterranean cruise, but this time to Greece that will come at the end towards the end of the year, probably both, maybe more. So I'm trying to get the anthology I just wrote. It's called Echoes of Paris.
Nice.
Echoes de Paris. And so I'm trying to get that shopped around and published. And by the end of next year, I'll complete the Come Up, the book I talked about in Mompreneur with my husband about financial freedom and different pathways to it. So
All right.
it's coming.
Be a collaboration between you and your husband.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, listen, we are at the 8 o'clock hour almost. And it has been such a pleasure. I'm so excited that you ladies were able to join Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. And just before we go, so because this is titled Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship, we talked a lot about entrepreneurship. We've talked a lot about women, but I do want you guys briefly to share, what does wealth mean to you? What does wealth mean to you? And we'll start with you, Donna.
Thank you. Wealth for me is more than just monetary. Wealth is health, and health is wealth. That's the most important thing. We need health because I was just talking to my husband the other day, and what's that guy named? The guy that started Apple, the one that died? Steve, is his name Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs.
If Steve Jobs had, with all the money that he had, if he could buy his health, he would not have died. You know what I mean? So it is important that we're chasing these things. We're chasing money makes life easier. And so I want it. Bring it my way. Give it to me. But it is also important that we are taking care of ourselves. I think we circle right back to that, because regardless of the amount of money you have, regardless of the wealth that you accumulate, if you leave it, others are just going to fight over it, and you didn't even get time to enjoy most of it. So, like we talk about, we're working so hard, juggling all these hats, not taking vacations, not having the massages, not taking care of ourselves. And if something happened to us, our body will sit us down. And God forbid you have an aneurysm, you have a stroke, you have a heart attack. All of that was for nothing. Your people will be fighting over it later on. So make sure that while building wealth, that you are taking care of you as well. That's what it means to me.
Thank you, Dr. Donna. Monique.
Wealth is rich in love. I'll say love, spirit, support. Wealth is everything to me. It's not, material things, money wise. No, it's rich in, love, spiritually. Family. Thankful.
All right. Thank you. Sandra.
Wealth, I'm going to say, yeah, I mean, obviously the monetary portion, the health that we talk about, and then just being in a good space, like, really enjoying life. Like, just kind of, I always talk about like my ecosystem, that everything's kind of all running together. But yeah, the wealth is, are you living the life that you wanted, and are you enjoying it? So, just really having that good balance, and, not rushing, to that end goal all the time. I think really kind of like I talk about the thing, like sipping your lemonade and just enjoying each day. So that's what I see is real wealth.
All right. Thank you. Shirley.
I'm just going to piggyback on what Dr. Donna said and Monique. family, love, and your health is your true wealth. And those are the things that I truly believe in. Those three.
All right. All right. Thank you. I was trying to unmute me and I muted you. All right. Did you want to add anything else, Shirley? Okay. Okay. LaShondra.
Wealth is there is nothing missing and nothing broken in your life. That means you have complete wholeness in every way. So sometimes it's not always about the money, because if the money is not there, the favor can be, but when you got nothing missing and nothing broken, you're completely whole. That's wealth.
Come on,
And
talk
you
about
that spiritual,
that favor.
mental.
No joke.
Okay, I'm just saying, we whole, nothing missing, nothing broken.
All right. All right. All right. Ashonte.
I would have to say it's peace. It's peace of mind and feeling well about your decisions and the path that you're on and being intentional. So it's intentionality and being at peace.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have said a mouthful. I really know that. I mean, I think you guys have covered quite a bit. It was definitely about that money. I'm gonna say that because at the end of the day, especially as mompreneurs, the Bible even talks about, you're supposed to leave an inheritance, and it's not just talking about the man, the physical man, but the woman as well. You are to leave an inheritance, and your kids are not supposed to start where you started. It's about passing that baton. It's about, when I think about wealth, I think about generational, which is why we don't say rich. We say wealthy, because wealthy is a whole nother different level. It's generational and generational, in the role that I serve in, even from the development side. I meet with, these individuals that want to bring certain things into the community, and they're like, well, I'm second and third generation. And I mean, how amazing is that, to be able to introduce yourself as, I'm second and third generational, or even seventh. I even met someone who's a seventh generational commercial developer, or or fourth generational. They put hotels across the entire United States. So, I love everything you guys said. I'm grabbing onto the faith and the favor and the peace, because right now I know, as I get older, there's nothing more important than my peace. And anything that get in the way of that, I'm cutting it out. So, but I do want to just make sure that we also, mention the monetary and the aspect of being able to pass things on to our generations that come after us, because it's so important. And I can promise you, other cultures are doing it. So we need to make sure that we remember that, and that we're doing that as well. Go ahead.
Make sure you pass on the information on how to handle what you pass on to them.
Absolutely.
So also passing on the information.
Absolutely. I mean, we do that with our Women in Wealth series. We're all about managing what comes before you. I will share this, and I wasn't sure that I would, but one of the things, we lost 2 members this year. And I'll just say this. I have talked to their families, and some things were not in place. That's what I will say. And I have turned, I am brown, but I have talked till I'm blue in the face about making sure certain things are in place, and that we leave certain things in place. I brought a state attorneys I have brought wealth management. I have brought people from Merrill Lynch how to start, investing. I have brought everybody, whether it's virtual, whether it's in person. So in my opinion, there's no reason why certain things should be lacking. It's about getting the information and then executing. And we owe it to our generation. Generations after us, we owe it to our families. We owe it to our kids that we set them up. It can come with the information as well. You can put certain things where certain things are in a trust, and certain things, things have to be met before they're able to access that trust. But I can just say I have been really floored with, 2 members who've lost their lives this year, this calendar year, and both of their families have told me the exact same thing. And I'm like, how is this even possible? And so I would encourage us, all of us, to make sure that we're not just talking about stuff. We're not just writing about it, but we're executing. I know I personally sent out links. If I sent you out a link, hey, if you want to start off with X amount of dollars in investing, and because you're afraid of, what that looks like, or you're not 100%, versed on, the stock market, or even wanting to be in the stock market, there are things that you can do. And if you ask me, I'm not a financial person. I can't tell you what to invest in. But if I know you and you've asked, I've sent you my personal link to start. So, it's just a matter of, this year has been a lot of loss. It's been a lot of gain, but it's been a lot of loss. And I'm telling you now, we can't be on the sidelines. We can't just be talking about it. We got to execute. It would be horrible that everyone has built all of this, and then tomorrow something happens and family don't know where a will is, don't have a POA in place, don't have no life insurance. That is not what Southern Crescent represents. It just doesn't. And we have to do better. So I'm going to end on that note. Thank you for joining Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. And I wish you guys all the best. And again, thank you for joining us. Bye, ladies.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Again, this has been another episode of Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship with Ariel Shaw, MBA. Thank you for joining us. And if you have not, download our new theme song, Women in Business theme song by Miss Lacey. You've heard it here, and we are so excited that you've joined us. Thank you and have an amazing day.